Welcome back to the Xuan character reviews. With Xuan rise to prominence, a new era of collaborations began. Old allies and famous stars joined to the game, and with them, new heroes will rise. This is the next wave. They are the KOF generation. And our character for today is Xeno. So this is the new character Xeno. His international name is written this way, so they maybe want us to pronounce it like Xeno or Xeno, or this way, Xeno, Xeno. Who knows? I'm gonna stick with his original pronunciation. Anyway, this is the third member of King's team, and like I have said before, they could be conceived in some way as an homage for K-team in the King of Fighters, although their gameplays are nothing like them. And I say that because, again, Xeno defied all my expectations. Although he shares the same concept of Maxima being a sort of cybernetic guy with steam-powered arms, the gameplay has nothing to do with Maxima. He didn't play like KOF 13's Maxima, and he was not a stretchy character either, so everything I predicted about him was wrong. But better let's go in order. Who is Xeno? I told you before I thought he was going to be a robot, an android or at least a cyborg. But he wasn't. His biography says he was equipped with a pair of mechanical gloves, so no robot at all. Wait, what? His hands just fell off? That was something very weird, so I began a research. In Xeno's character section of the game, there's a novel telling his expanded storyline. Unfortunately, I'm not able to read or translate any of this, so I asked for help in a Chinese web. They told me in fact Xeno is a human with gloves, and that's all. So I guess that was just a graphical glitch or something like that. Anyway, his bio also says he is the German CRD representative, so I thought, oh that's cool for more variety on nationalities. But according to the official data, nope, Chinese. My Chinese pals, however, explain me that Xinhuo is of mulatto race, 3/4 German and 1/4 Chinese. Why the... whatever, at least I guess that explains why he was sent as an agent to China. He probably learned the language from someone of his family. But well, that's it. Mystery solved. Now let's go with the design. In the first leaked designs, he looked to me like he was going to be certainly evil, with a weird look in his eyes, a sinister grin, and a very strange posture. But he was not in the end. When we watched him for the first time, the first I thought was, oh my god, his hands look so big, and his stand was really weird. Combine it with the unfitting clothes he wore and his broad shoulders, it reminded me of a very ugly character from Group on Fight and didn't give me much confidence. Fortunately, listening to his voice, which was very calm, and seeing a detailed portrait of him, at least gave me the safeness that he was not going to be weird in personality.
按下 AD 键可以前后移动，赶紧跟上。
And from what I saw, he was very nice and handsome. I've never been a big fan of fighters wearing office clothes, unless it is set from KOF, so I didn't like that much Shinwa's primary design, which consists of cherry sack and pants. He wears a black shirt under it, a grey tie and shoes, nothing out of this world. In fact, in the artwork he appears with his coat off, and at first I think it looked better than the actual sprite. Reminded me a little of Rugal, however. But in the end, the full suit fits well Shinwa. The eagle on his belt also confirms a more daring personality. But of course, the main attraction of Shinwa's design is the gloves. They are very striking in design, rectangular shaped, and I think they are made of gold. Blue lights lighten here and there, steams emitted sometimes, and they have a removable lid. While obviously those ideas are taken from the aforementioned Maxima, I think their design is even more fascinating. It's interesting trying to decipher how they work. For what I've been able to get, these are actually electrically powered. Those round circles on the surface are probably batteries. They glow to show how much energy is left, and they flash when Shinwa's attacks with electricity. When the lead retracts, you can see a piston that he uses to boost the strength of his next punch, and that's when the steam comes out. So it's a very interesting design and visually it's very good. Luckily, while Shino's stance is kind of awkward, he looks great into the game as for every other aspect. So the gloves catch most of the attention and then it's good that the rest of the costume is more off, to avoid overcharging the character with details. And then Shino's costume is perfect as it is. Now for the body, Shino is tall and very strong, broad shoulders and big feet, what helps us to make the gloves not to look completely out of proportion. And they are disproportionate of course, only not that much to be unsettling. He's also manly, kind of elegant and very handsome. Well, sometimes. His facial features oscillate between cool, in the opening video, very handsome, in the portrait, gruff in the artwork, and kind of awkward in the actual graphics. But that's the standard Xuan Wang thing, I could say. I go more with the opening video appearance. His hair is also pretty fancy. I like it. So let's go with the gameplay. As I said, Shinwa's gameplay was not what I expected. But that was not bad at all, but probably the actual opposite. I still have problems to decide if he is a grappler or he is not. He has two grapple special moves, one throw super, and even his hidden super is a throw. But he is not as heavy as the grapplers tend to be, and his other special attacks are really fast. He has several tackle attacks and even has a shoryuken. A grappler with a shoryuken? That's very hard to find, outside of T-Hawk of course. Maybe King taught him to shoryuken, but I have no idea. Also, Shinwo has only 4 special moves, when the normal in fighting games is to have at least 5. But that seems to be the standard for King's team, so whatever. The autocombos also help to make up for those problems, and they can be useful, but I found super cancelling his autos in this case is extremely hard. Like with CL, paradoxically autocombos not necessarily make the character easier to use, but sometimes even harder to control. But that's only my experience, however. Still, he has other commands that are pretty useful, and his normals, especially his crouching hard kick that can hit opponents in the ground, even his CD blowback are very good tools. In-game, Xeno has great graphics. Jade's surpassed itself because Xeno's moves look and feel great. The animation is fluid and exquisite. Not only they look good, but they feel like they should. I can only compare them to a well-tuned machine. The attention given to the detail is superb. Something I love is this little animation in which he whips his arm to adjust his glove after a steam punch. It doesn't only make sense and help to the mechanic by increasing recovery time to balance some of his moves, but the move itself looks very natural in motion. Another detail I like much is his max state animation. He activates his gloves and forms an X with the steam he emits. I guess it's a nod to his name that starts with the X too, and a great one. It also makes sense, now he has his gloves supercharged, and thus that explains the damage boost he gets. Shinwa's throw, honestly, all of them look very similar, although they're actually different. But his max super wins in flashiness, as its punch shatters the black screen formed. It seems his glove is also fuel powered, as some of his max super moves include explosions. And the rest is hard to describe, although you can find a couple influences. From Maxima personally, I think the only thing they could have in common is that cancelling Shino's auto combo may from some angle look like the classic punch combo from Maxima, but that's a stretch. Other strikes and poses could remind Area from Street Fighter EX or be taken from characters from KOF like Ralph or Yashiro. But that doesn't make him similar to them by any means. Overall, Xeno has a sui generis gameplay that, on the downside, might have it hard to find its place. One friend says they tried to make something akin to Shen Wu from KOF, but they failed because they didn't include any feint move. I don't know how true that is, but I agree there's something Xeno lacks. Probably one more special move. Anyway, as of October 2013, his throws are broken and you can perform infinite throws in the opponent as they don't heap a penny on wake up invincibility. Don't miss the chance! As for the personality, Shino is promoted as a very cool dude, and he delivers. He's a car enthusiast, loves to go to nightclubs. I wonder if he goes with his gloves on, or if they are his arms, or he is a chain smoker, and that's cool, seemingly, and is a sort of daredevil driver, the Tresus special pickup from his collection. I wonder why he came in walking in the opening animation then. As a car enthusiast, Shino's moves are named after automotive terms, including fuel injection, high suspension, and some other cheesy but cool names like Power of the Outbreak or Rage of the Spark. And because of he is mechanical himself, maybe, one couldn't discern if he is talking about cars or himself. I think I'm right when I say his moves shouldn't be called other way. So he is a sort of a mentor or guide for King, just like Maxima Yukedash. No surprises here. His personality is also very nice. Sounds like an affable, patient man, who according to the game wants to be famous around the world and to make all kinds of friends. So there's really nothing negative about his personality, and he's like the kind of friend you can count with always. Shinwa's voice is actually really nice, cool, strong and clear.
赢了你，就算补偿我爱车的损失吧。
It reminds me a little of Roy Brownwell from Rival Schools, which is not short of good, of course. And he has a soft side when he instructs King, which I love.
按下 WD 可以向前跳跃，跳过那些障碍物。
Shinwo doesn't have an alternate costume yet, but here are the ones from the polls. I like how his gloves look different in all of them. Most of them include some kind of military reference, maybe because of the connections with the CRD. These new ones are a little flashier, literally because of the bright lights on some parts of the costume. There are others that seem to reference on Shinwo's formal, well-dressed style, and some others that are like more random. Some of them references to other cyborg characters, I guess. Whatever, my favorites are the A costume from the poll, and the A from this author, but mainly the first one because it reminds me of Broken, and Broken looks cool, so the costume is extra cool. And so that's pretty much all I can say about Xeno. If you don't know him yet, try him. He is great in every aspect. See you in the next Randoshi 1 character review, and thanks a lot for watching.
KO，winner，再等1万年吧。